Hey gang, it's Wednesday and we're on the couch. Oh, that's a bit better. Now you can see him. Hey, how are you everybody? Welcome to Wednesday's Confessions of a Conveyancer. Gizzy's out of here already, but I'm sure you're going to stick with me for a little bit longer. So tonight, how are you? A bit of a different spin tonight. Tonight's going to be a little bit more about the bond. So a lot of people that I talk to, they get really quite stressed about getting their rental bond money back. Now, if you are moving out of your rental property and you're moving into your own home, it can be really stressful if you don't get your bond back. You know, you really need that money to tie you over those two different periods of time when you've got that extra financial stress between your rental and your new home. Or if you're moving into a new rental property, it can be really stressful if you don't get your bond back then, because obviously you probably need your bond back to pay the bond on the next one. So it's not uncommon that people get quite stressed about getting their bond. And so I've got some tips for you to make it super easy so you know what to do. Hi, Brad, Nelly, Julie. Hi, George. So the most important thing is to think about it before your lease is up. Don't just wait till your lease is up and then start to think about what you need to do. If every time you have an inspection with the real estate agent, think of it as a time to show off. It's an opportunity for you to show off as a really good tenant. That goes miles, and it's also an opportunity for you to show off anything that might be wrong at the property, so that they can document it and they can see any fair wear and tear along the way. So really think of it that way. Those opportunities are opportunities to show off because it can really work in your favor. And things happen at a rental property. That's not unreasonable. It happens all the time. Landlords, agents, they expect that. But what we're going to talk about is what you can do to rectify that situation so that you can get that large stack of bond money back. So there's just a few little tips that I'm going to give you. So first of all, you know, you might have accidentally put a few holes in the wall. You might have accidentally knocked some paint off. Things like repairing holes and matching paint. You really just need to take a little bit of extra time to do that. You know, go down to Bunnings, match the paint, make sure it's the same gloss, it's the same color. They can do that for you and touch it up. You know, it's actually not that hard, but holes in walls and scratches on walls and removal of paint, that's one of the biggest things that you see people losing bond money for. And it's ridiculous because it's actually really cheap to fix. So make sure you go down and you match the paint exactly right. You want to save money by matching the paint exactly right so it doesn't become a big whole Picasso mess, all right? With timber work, sometimes you can get minor scratches and they're really easy to fix by rubbing a little bit of walnut oil into them. That'll usually fix most little timber scratches. It does work better for dark timber, but it's something just to have a look at. Anything utility-wise, so electricity, plumbing, anything like that, do not touch it. Anytime at all during your rental, if anything like that comes up, make sure you talk to the agent. That is not your job, yeah? And also, don't forget, it's a bit of a tax write-off for the landlord if they have to fix something anyway. They want to maintain their property, so don't be afraid to let the agent know of those problems along the way. Now, the biggest one, carpet stains. And the reason carpet stains is such a big deal is because often you don't even know if something is staining the carpet until it's time to clean the carpet. And you don't clean the carpet until you've moved out. So just be prepared that they may cost you a little bit more if you have any stains in the carpet. And don't attempt to really do too much yourself. Sometimes the carpet may not be good enough to be able to actually handle some, you know, at home buying stain remover. It might be better for a professional to do. But carpets is probably one of the biggest reasons people lose their bonds, all right? So we all know you've got to get the carpets clean when you move out, and just make a little more time to make sure that you get those carpets cleaned by the right person, because that's probably the biggest one. But most of all, you just need to be a little bit honest with your agent. You know, they know that you're living there, and you often find that if you've been an amazing tenant the whole time, every time they've done an inspection, everything has been really good. Let's just say you do have a small repair that you can't fix, or a small stain that's on the carpet that can't be done. Sometimes they'll actually realize that you've been such a good tenant that they consider it fair wear and tear. So they don't take it out of your bond. It's all about being honest, showing what type of tenant you are leading up until then, and then just taking a little bit of extra care when it's time to get out of it. Now, always better for a professional to do, way too much labor, but some things you can do yourself. You know, if you've got a few little holes in the wall from pictures, you can buy a kit from Bunnings for about $15 that can fix all of that for you. You know, you can match paint at Bunnings, and it's really quick and cheap and easy to do, where if you just try and do it yourself without matching it properly, it's just a big old mess, and you've got to do the whole wall, and it just gets expensive. So there are things that you can do, and try and do all of this before the agent comes through. If they come through, they have to check it and they have to tell you what's wrong. That's not a good start. If you're upfront from the honest, you maybe try and fix them, or you talk to them, you say, should I do this? Should I fix that? Before they've had to go to those lengths of the inspections, they're going to be much more in your favor. Now, if there are some repairs that have to be done that you have to pay for that you just can't avoid, you are so much better paying for them out of your pocket and getting your whole bond back. Why? People just think, just take it out of the bond, it's easier. Guess what? If you want to rent again, that goes on your record. Absolutely. If you haven't done something and you've told them just to take it out of your rental board, that actually goes on your record. So the next time you try and get a rental, the other agents, when they're doing their research, they can actually see that you've got a bit of a strike against your name. So you've got to be thinking about future prospects, not just now, but about the future ones as well. So you really need to be prepared for it, think about it in advance, and really take that time in each inspection to make sure that you're showing off your house. So you're showing it off as to how good a tenant you are. It's spick and span, so they know that you're maintaining and looking after it. And you're also giving an opportunity to show off any wear and tear, so that if there is a tiny stain that just cannot be removed at the end of the day, but you've been an amazing tenant, sometimes they'll actually say, look, don't worry about it. It's just fair wear and tear. It could be to do with the age of the property. You know, show off, be honest, let them know about anything along the way, and you'll probably find you get a much better result. And also remember, try and pay for any repairs yourself up front rather than taking out of your bond, because then it doesn't go on your record and you've got a squeaky clean record for when you need to look at your next property. So a couple of little tips from me for the people out there about bond, because it can be really stressful. And I don't know if you know this, but if you were selling a home or moving out of a rental property, to move out of a rental property, it has to be that much cleaner than selling a home. If you're selling a home, you don't even have to professionally clean the carpets. But when you're renting, everything has to be absolutely spotless. So it is actually really important that you prepare, you think about it, put a bit of money aside, and as AH said, it is super easy if you get a professional to do it. You've got time. That's it, gang. Wednesday night confessions of a conveyancer, a little short one today. I'm off to Sydney tomorrow for work, and I've got a little bit more work to do tonight first before I hit the sack. Today's confession, I made a bit of a funny joke on my Instagram just before this live about how I'm all business upstairs for my live, and then I've got my pajama bottoms on downstairs, and that's like my standard uniform on Wednesdays. What's funny about that is that I actually hadn't intended to do that, but I decided to eat my dinner while I was answering emails and playing with Gizmo. My entire dinner went all over my white skirt. So it looked like I did it on purpose, but no, I was doing way too many things at once. My confession is, you couldn't do that much. I had stir fry all over my skirt. That's it. Anyway, gang, thanks for jumping on. Amazing to see you. Sorry Gizmo didn't last, but we'll talk again next week. See you.